Hi. Have you guys ever sewn before? Do you know anybody who sews? What do they sew with? What is the piece that you pull the thread through with? What's that called? A needle. We're going to read a book that talks about where needles come from and how they're made. Now we can find needles made of different things, including plastic, but this one is called The Iron Needle, and it's by Amanda Harvey. Right, are we ready? Elizabeth had lost her needle. It had fallen between the cracks in the floor. Look at that. Uh-oh, it's gone. What is she gonna do? What do you do when you lose something? She went to Mommy. But her mother didn't have another one. Uh-oh. There are no more needles. What will they do? Neither did Mr. Heath at the shop. You'll have to go down to the foundry and make one, he said. Usually we can go to the store and buy a new one. But she gets to find out how are needles made. That's pretty exciting, I think. The iron foundry was at the foot of the hill where it smoked and roared all day. Look at, there's the factory where they make the things out of iron. Whoa. You see all the smoke up here and all the people down here doing the work. They bring in the metal, they melt it, and make it really hot so that it's liquid like water. Hello there, young Elizabeth, called Mr. Furnival, who lived in the next block. Come to give us a hand? Just for this afternoon, Elizabeth told him as Mr. Furnival, with hands as rough as sandpaper, tied his apron around her and gave him his hat and pointed her toward the furnace room. She has on a hat and an apron so that she's ready to go to work. The molten iron rushed out. See this? It's like the red because it's so hot and it's flowing like water. They've melted the metal. Look at it, flows all the way. Very, 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 very hot. And it cooled on the sand. When it's cold, it turns black. What will they do with it now? Pull that door! Push that trolley! She heard the furnace men shouting. They have to keep the fire burning so that the iron will stay hot. Steady, steady, they cried as she wrestled the iron under the hammer. Pulling it out. Do you see those pincers pull it out? They can't pull it out with their hands because it would burn. She's pulling it out. Pulling it, and see it's starting to turn black as it cools. The man on the rolling mill measured a length of iron for her. We'll nip it off here, shall we? So he's going to cut it so that she can make a needle out of it. They pulled it till it's long and skinny. At lunchtime, the foundry workers shared their sandwiches. Mr. Furnival poured her a cup of tea while telling her all about the gooseberries he was growing for the fruit show. Please stop. It's good to take a break and then back to work. Then she took her iron bar to the blacksmith. Here's the blacksmith. She makes the iron into different shapes. So Elizabeth is going to take it to her so they can shape it into a needle. And she sang as she worked. For my tiger hold I made a chain. I filed the iron so smooth and plain. For my gentle horse I made a shoe. I beat the iron and hammered it true. And Elizabeth replied, in my needle sharp I'll put an eye. through the hole I'll see the sky. She made a needle, and she put the little hole in there so that the thread could go in. And Elizabeth, home again, finished her sewing. Happy birthday! She sewed the words into the cloth, and she made a gift for her mom. Ooh, that is a lot of candles. I wonder if she could melt iron by all those birthday candles. I'll talk with you later. Bye.